A police officer is coming to your house with a woman who has your picture and, my child, listen to me now. The veil between realms trembles like a curtain caught in a rising storm, and I, Gabriel, messenger of the Most High, burst forth into your room with wings blazing gold and ivory. The air shivers around you as though struck by a silent thunderclap. My radiance flickers across your walls, casting long, trembling shadows that do not move with the light. Something presses against the spiritual horizon, something urgent, something that pulls even an archangel into haste. Hear me, beloved, the footsteps you sense in the distance, those faint knock-like vibrations stirring the unseen corners of your home, are not imagination. They echo from both the earthly realm and the whispering currents of heaven. My voice trembles, not with fear, but with the weight of what approaches. Lean close, precious soul, for the moment you have long unknowingly awaited has begun its descent toward your door, and I must prepare your spirit for what draws near. Beloved, feel how the atmosphere twists, how the light bends in strange angles, how the corners of your room seem to breathe. Shadows slide across the floor as though stirred by a presence not yet visible to mortal eyes. Something moves toward your home with deliberate, fated steps. I stand before you with wings half spread, sensing the tension that ripples through the air like an approaching storm front. The spiritual wind carries murmurs of urgency, threads of destiny winding closer and closer. Do you feel it? That press against your chest, that shiver in your spine? My child, this is not a moment born of accident. It is a summons written in the quiet spaces of time. An arrival forms at the edge of your reality, unexpected to you, yet fully seen by heaven. Someone draws nearer than you know, and the purpose in their footsteps strains against silence, waiting to break into your world. My child, I must show you the vision now. Look through my eyes as the veil parts. A police officer stands beneath the dim glow of a street lamp, his uniform catching droplets of drifting light. Beside him, a woman clutches a folder tight against her chest, her fingers trembling. Inside that folder, your photograph glimmers like a captured memory suspended between past and revelation. The picture is more than ink and paper, it radiates with the imprint of longing, of searching, of truths long carried in silence. The officer's stance is steady, protective, yet not threatening. The woman's breath fogs the night air as she gathers the courage to take another step toward your door. This vision swirls like mist around us, beloved, weaving itself into the tapestry of your destiny. They are not figments. They walk toward you even now. Do not fear, my child. Though the energy around you thickens like dusk before a storm, heaven sees their intentions with clarity no mortal eye can match. The footsteps grow closer, slow, deliberate, echoing like distant drums across the floorboards of your spirit. A door somewhere in the unseen realm creaks open, its sound drifting toward you like a warning or a beckoning. I place my hand of light upon your shoulder, letting divine warmth seep into your trembling nerves. What approaches is not meant to break you but to reveal what has long been concealed. The air feels heavy because truth, real truth, always arrives with weight. Breathe, precious soul. The moment hovers just outside your home, just beyond your understanding, but not beyond heaven's watch. Precious soul, brace your spirit. For as the officer and the woman advance through the thickened twilight, they carry with them more than footsteps, more than warnings, more than mere news. What they bring will shake the stillness of your life, stirring memories, shifting destiny, and unlocking what has slept within you far too long. The folder the woman presses to her heart holds something that will change you. And her next step toward your door begins the unraveling. Beloved, look upon her through the sight I grant you. The woman who approaches carries sorrow woven into the lines of her face, sorrow that has aged her spirit more than her body. Her eyes glisten as though tears were never far from falling. Her hands tremble as they clutch your photograph, creased at the edges, softened by years of being held, stared at, whispered to. She is not driven by malice but by a truth she has feared for too long. She breathes shallowly, as though each step toward you costs her courage she barely possesses. Yet she continues, compelled by something greater than fear, by destiny, by necessity, by the final summons of conscience or love. My child, she carries a truth she can no longer bear alone. See her more clearly now, precious soul. Rain has dampened her shoes and darkened the hem of her coat. She has walked far, through streets slick with night and memory. The picture she carries is slightly crumpled at the corner, evidence of nights spent gripping it tightly, of moments she nearly turned back but could not. The police officer beside her walks like a silent guardian, not enforcing but supporting, sensing the weight she bears. His presence is steady, a quiet reassurance that what she must do, she will not do alone. Their shadows stretch long across the pavement as they approach, illuminated by streetlights flickering as though stirred by a spiritual wind. They come with gravity, beloved, and with purpose. My child, you must understand, this woman has been searching for you. Not in haste, but in desperation. Her path has crossed borders of time, memory, and fear. Heaven shows me the threads connecting her journey, moments when she almost gave up, nights when she whispered your name into darkness hoping it would lead her somewhere, anywhere, closer to you. Her steps tonight are guided not by danger, but by destiny. Something in her heart tells her that you are the one she must find, the one she must speak to, the one who can finally unlock what she carries. This is not coincidence. It is convergence. Beloved, fragments of your past shimmer like blurred silhouettes around us. Visions flicker, faces half recognized, places half remembered, moments hidden beneath years of forgetting or shielding yourself from pain. She knows something about these shadows, something that touches your life in a way you have never understood. A strand of connection pulses between you and her, faint but undeniable. Old memories stir like dust in a beam of light, rising slowly, preparing to take shape. The truth she carries is tethered to your own history, though you cannot yet see how. Heaven whispers that her arrival is the key to unlocking what you have unknowingly buried. Precious soul, hear me well. The woman coming to your door does not seek answers, she brings them. And she believes with every trembling breath that you are the only one who can open the door to the truth she carries. What she is about to reveal may shift the ground beneath your spirit. Prepare, for destiny is seconds away from knocking. My child, feel your heartbeat now, thundering like distant drums against the quiet of the room. Your hands tremble, though you try to still them, your breath comes shallow, quick, as if your body already senses the truth racing toward you from beyond the threshold. The air grows colder, not with danger, but with the electric charge of revelation pressing against the walls of your spirit. I stand beside you, wings unfurled in a soft arc of gold, their light brushing your skin like the warmth of a summer dawn fighting through a storm. The curtains ripple though no wind passes, the floor hums faintly with the echo of approaching steps. You try to swallow, but your throat tightens, for the soul knows long before the mind admits it, when destiny approaches, it shakes every cage inside the heart. You are not weak, beloved. You are awakening to a moment written before your first breath. Beloved, breathe. Draw air slowly into your trembling chest, for you are not alone in this moment. Heaven surrounds you, vast, luminous, vigilant. I place my hand of light upon your back, letting strength seep into the places where fear curls like a shadow. You feel it, don't you? That mixture of dread and anticipation spiraling through your ribs, tightening and loosening, warring and merging. My child, I whisper, voice trembling not with fear but with divine empathy, you are steadier than you feel. Outside, the rain taps like fingertips against your window, a soft counterpoint to your racing pulse. Within, your emotions swirl like smoke caught in a beam of sunlight, fear, curiosity, denial, longing, all rising together as heaven braces your spirit. Whatever truth approaches, you will not face it unguarded. Every breath you take now is fortified by celestial hands. The storm outside rises, beloved, lightning flash after flash, each bursting like a mirror of your turbulent inner world. Thunder rolls across the sky, a deep, trembling growl that seems to echo from within your chest. Yet my light, bright and unwavering, spreads calm through the room. It dances along the walls, settling into the corners where old fears hide like forgotten ghosts. The storm is not here to frighten you, it is a reflection of the energies shifting inside your spirit. Winds rattle the window panes as though urging you to open your heart to what comes. A faint hum of divine resonance spirals through the air, heaven aligning, preparing, bracing you. My wings sweep gently behind you, each feather a promise of protection. Even the storm bows to the radiance that surrounds you, serving only as a mirror, not a threat. My child, I feel the conflict rising in you. Fear curls around your ribs like cold vines, yet curiosity pushes back, warm and insistent. Your mind whispers, why me? What truth could she bring that ties to my life? But your soul trembles because it already senses the magnitude. You stand in a silence thick enough to touch, the kind that comes before a confession, a miracle, or a breaking. You glance toward the door as though expecting it to breathe. Somewhere within you, a forgotten memory tugs, a flicker, a scent, a voice, something just out of reach. I lean close, my glow brushing your cheek. Beloved, I murmur, not all revelations come to wound. Some come to rebuild what you never knew was broken. And yet, the question echoes inside you, what if this changes everything? My child, listen to the hush between your heartbeats. In that silence, truth gathers like stormwater behind a gate. What you are about to learn, what the woman carries pressed to her chest, what trembles behind her trembling breath, will test your spirit like never before. Every step she takes toward your home tightens the thread binding your past to your present. And when she speaks, something buried deep within you will awaken. Look now, beloved, through the vision I unfold for you, the moment she reaches your door. The officer stands beside her, rain dripping from the brim of his hat, his hand lifting slowly toward the wood. His knuckles hover just inches away, trembling not from fear, but from the gravity of the message he escorts. The woman beside him clutches your photograph so tightly it bends beneath her grip. She inhales sharply, her breath quivering like a candle flame in a draught. The porch light flickers above them, casting pale halos on their faces. The officer glances at her softly, silently asking if she is ready. Her throat tightens. She nods. And then, his hand draws back, preparing to knock. Destiny itself stands on your doorstep, beloved, waiting for the sound that will break the last boundary between you and truth. As the officer readies his knuckles, the woman leans forward, her whisper trembling into the night. Please, please let them answer, she breathes, voice cracking as though pushed through years of fear and longing. The words drift into the air, fragile as spider silk, heavy as confession. The rain softens around them, as if heaven itself pauses to listen. Her shoulders curl inward, as though bracing for the possibility of silence, of rejection, of the door remaining unopened. Yet beneath her fear burns a quiet fire of hope, a hope that after all the searching, the sleepless nights, the praying, the doubting, the waiting, she has finally reached the one person who can unbind the truth she has carried alone for far too long. Her whisper is not just a plea, it is the final crack in a dam about to burst. Beloved, the photograph she carries did not come to her by chance. Heaven shows me a trail of urgency behind it, hands passing it to her with trembling determination, voices urging her to find you, to deliver the truth before time swallowed the chance forever. Someone placed that picture in her hands with a plea she could not ignore. Someone who believed the message it carried could not remain buried. The photograph glows faintly in the vision, its edges illuminated by divine light, because it is a vessel of memory, connection, unfinished words. It holds the weight of a story you have not yet heard, and the woman has guarded it like a final promise. My child, this is no random arrival. This is the culmination of a vow made long ago. Beloved, understand this with the full depth of your being. Heaven has allowed this meeting because the truth within that folder can no longer sleep. Too many threads of fate converge upon this moment for it to be delayed. What she brings is not meant to wound you, it is meant to free something in you, and in her, and in the one who entrusted her with that picture. I stand beside you, wings wide, my presence humming with divine readiness. The air around you thickens with meaning, even the storm outside bows in reverent silence. My child, I whisper, the moment of revelation has arrived. And though your heart trembles, it is strong enough for what must be spoken. Precious soul, brace yourself now, for the air thickens with a revelation that presses against the very edges of your destiny. Time seems to hold its breath as the woman stands at your door, rain glistening on her lashes like liquid sorrow, and the officer beside her shifts his weight, knowing the moment is heavier than anything written in his earthly duty. You, inside, feel the tremor ripple through your spirit, a subtle quake, a tightening in the deepest place of your being, as though the universe is drawing closed a curtain behind you and opening another before you. My wings stretch around you like a sanctuary of light, but even they cannot soften the magnitude of what is about to be spoken. For her voice carries a truth that has traveled through years of silence, sacrifice, and unspoken longing to reach this single instant in time. A truth woven into your past in ways you have never been allowed to see. When she opens her mouth, when her trembling breath becomes words, those words will not merely inform you. They will shift you, tilt the axis of your understanding, crack open the sealed chambers of memory and meaning. My child, prepare yourself, for what she is about to reveal will not just change your path, it will redefine it. And once spoken, nothing, neither heaven nor earth nor your own heart, will ever return to how it was before. The knock is moments away, and the truth waits behind it like lightning ready to strike. My child, the truth I must show you now is heavy, woven from threads of grief and guilt that the woman has carried for far too long. Look through the vision with me, see how her shoulders stoop not from age, but from the unbearable weight of years spent holding a secret meant for you. She has walked through shadows of regret, whispering apologies into the night that never found their intended ears. Her guilt is not punishment, it is a burden she accepted because she believed she had no right to bring it to your doorstep, until now. Her grief, beloved, is old and aching, like a wound that never healed because no one ever tended it. And as she stands at your door, tears threatening to fall, know this: her connection to you is not distant or accidental. It is intimate, painful, and deeply human. She comes with a sorrow tied directly to your life, one she can no longer carry alone. Beloved, notice her trembling hands in the vision, how her fingerprints smudge the glossy surface of your photograph. Each smudge is a story. Nights she clutched the image against her heart, mornings she stared at it with shaking breath, moments when she nearly tore it to pieces because it hurt too much to keep holding on. Tears cling to the ends of her lashes, not yet fallen but heavy enough to blur her sight. She wipes them away, but they return, shimmering like tiny stars collapsing under emotional gravity. The rain outside mingles with her sorrow, darkening the edges of the photo she presses so tightly to her chest. The picture seems to glow faintly under the porch light, as if even the photograph knows this moment has been a long time coming. Her grief stains the paper, beloved, but her resolve keeps her standing. My child, listen closely, for heaven pulls back another layer of truth. Someone you both once knew, someone whose presence lingers between realms, ties your destinies together like threads knotted long before either of you understood their purpose. This person, now beyond the veil, entrusted her with the message she carries, urging her to find you, to speak the words they never had time to deliver themselves. Their connection to you was profound, their connection to her, complicated. The two of you became guardians of their unfinished story, unknowingly holding opposite ends of the same truth. This shared past, though blurred by time, beats like a hidden pulse beneath your present moment. You are not strangers meeting by chance, you are two souls bound by the echo of someone who loved, hurt, hoped, and left a final mission behind. Beloved, do not fear the thread that binds you, fear only the silence that has kept truth imprisoned for so long. Secrets left unspoken grow heavy, casting shadows over lives that deserve light. You have felt these shadows at times, faint pangs you couldn't explain, forgotten dreams lingering like smoke, a sense of absence you could never name. These were whispers of what remained hidden. As Gabriel, I tell you with divine certainty, truth seeks freedom, and when truth nears its moment of unveiling, the soul trembles, not because it will be harmed, but because it recognizes that what comes next will shift the landscape of understanding. This woman's arrival is not meant to entangle you in old pain, but to unbind you from it. Every silence she breaks will free both of you from the weight of what was never spoken. Beloved, steady yourself. For the reason she comes, this truth she carries pressed to her trembling heart, will not simply change your circumstances. It will change your path, your perspective, your very sense of who you are in the tapestry of what has been. When she speaks the reason aloud, your spirit will feel the world tilt. My child, as the moment draws near, divine protection forms around you like a luminous shield. Golden light spirals from the heavens, cascading down around your home in sweeping arcs of brilliance. It settles over your roof, your walls, your very skin, humming with celestial power. The vibration is soft at first, like the purr of a distant star, but grows into a radiant halo of safety that no shadow, no fear, no earthly turmoil can penetrate. You may feel warmth spreading across your chest, tingling across your arms, lifting slightly at the base of your spine. That is heaven fortifying you. No revelation, no memory, no spoken truth can break you while this light surrounds you. The divine shield does not block what must unfold, it ensures you can receive it without being consumed. You stand in sacred protection, beloved. Beloved, hear me clearly, no harm approaches you. Only revelation. The woman and the officer bear weight, yes, but not threat. They carry truth, not danger. As your spirit quivers with anticipation, I press a calmness into your heart like cool water on fevered skin. My child, I whisper, my voice resonating through every trembling part of you, you are safe. You are watched. You are held. Their presence may feel overwhelming, but it is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to deliver you into a clarity long denied. Heaven would never allow a moment like this unless it was aligned with your highest unfolding. Trust the protection encircling you now, trust the purpose burning in this moment. See the angels now, beloved, sentinels of light gathering around your home. They perch on rooftops, stand guard at corners, hover like shimmering silhouettes beyond the windows. Their wings sweep softly across the glass, brushing it with feathered whispers like a comforting wind. Some glow with warm amber light, others shimmer in pale silver, their presence blending with the storm-churned sky. They do not speak, but their silence is powerful, protective, reverent, aware. They form a sacred perimeter around you, ensuring no stray fear slips into your heart unchecked. Their combined radiance turns your home into a sanctuary, a vessel of stillness in the midst of swirling destiny. With every breath you take, their light responds, expanding, strengthening, anchoring your soul. My child, let us anchor you now. Breathe with me, slow, deliberate, drawing divine presence deep into your lungs. Feel the ground beneath your feet, the pulse in your fingertips, the steady strength in your spine. I guide your breath, your heartbeat, your trembling thoughts, aligning them with the rhythm of heaven. Picture golden light spiraling into you with each inhale, and releasing tension with each exhale. Whisper a grounding prayer if it rises naturally, let the fear drain through your feet like shadow melting into earth. This is not the moment to shrink, this is the moment to center, to call in your power, to open your spirit to what approaches. Heaven stands with you. I stand with you. You are readying yourself for truth. Precious soul. Even surrounded by light, there is something you are being protected from, something not harmful, but overwhelming. A truth buried deep, sealed away for years, now stirring beneath the surface of your spirit. What you are protected from is the shock of what you are about to remember. The truth draws closer, beloved. And it is almost at your door. My child, now heaven parts the veil further, revealing the deeper layer of this approaching truth. The woman does not come merely with her own guilt or grief, she carries the final request of someone who once walked this earth with a heart bound to yours in ways you never fully understood. Someone from your past, whose presence still lingers like a warm echo in the hollows of your memory, asked her to find you before their final breath faded. In the hours or days before they crossed the threshold into the next realm, they pressed your photograph into her trembling hands and whispered your name with urgency, regret, and love interwoven. They feared time would run out before they could speak to you themselves. They entrusted her with the final thread of their unfinished story, praying that she would have the courage to carry this truth across distance, across fear, across the fragile bridge of fate. And now, beloved, that vow is arriving at your door. Beloved, around me fragments of memory shimmer like glowing letters floating through the air, radiant symbols, drifting softly, forming scenes of your past you have forgotten or set aside. They illuminate in gold and pale blue, flickering like words written in light across the invisible pages of your life. Memories of moments you brushed off as insignificant now pulse with new meaning, a warm voice calling your name, a shadowed figure watching over you with quiet affection, a letter never sent, a confession never spoken. These fragments swirl around us like fireflies caught in a divine wind, revealing glimpses of a story unfinished. Gabriel's wings cast radiant illumination over these drifting pieces, urging them to align, to find each other, to reveal the picture they have long tried to form. You may not yet recognize them, beloved, but your soul stirs at the sight, because deep inside, you have always known something was missing. My child, the message she brings is not rooted in accusation or fear, it is steeped in love, longing, and the weight of words someone never had the chance to speak to you. Heaven shows me the emotions sealed inside that folder, tenderness pressed between pages, regrets folded like letters never mailed, a final wish wrapped in the edges of your photograph. My child, I whisper, letting my voice soften with divine compassion, the truth you are about to receive carries love, not threat. It is a message meant to mend, to complete, to deliver what was left unfinished. It is a final bridge stretched from a soul who cherished you more deeply than you realized, now reaching across realms to place their truth into your waiting hands. And though it may tremble within you, beloved, it is a truth meant to bless. Beloved, I must also show you this clearly, the officer at her side is not here to accuse or confront you. His presence is gentle, protective, supportive, an anchor in this emotionally charged task. He stands as a witness, not a threat, as a guide for the woman whose knees shake beneath the burden she carries. He sensed her fear, her heartbreak, and her determination, and he chose to accompany her so she would not face the journey alone. Every movement of his posture speaks not of duty or enforcement, but of compassion. He is there to steady her, not to shake you. Heaven sees his heart, quiet, noble, steady like a lighthouse in the storm. My child, do not let fear imagine dangers that do not exist. The officer's presence is a sign of grace, not judgment. Beloved, prepare yourself. For what she carries is not a mere explanation, it is a confession. A confession soaked in emotion, shaped by years of silence, driven by love that never found its voice in time. And your heart has been waiting for it longer than you realize. My child, now see through the veil as the moment unfolds. The door before you trembles softly, as though it too can feel the energy gathering on either side. I stand behind you, wings spanning the room in radiant arcs, filling every shadow with golden light. You reach toward the doorknob, your fingers hesitant, trembling, not from weakness but from the gravity of fate crystallizing in your hands. On the other side, their breath catches, the woman's heart racing, the officer standing tall yet gentle. The air thickens with anticipation, so charged it feels like the world narrows to this single point of contact, your hand on the door, their presence waiting beyond it. With every second, destiny tightens around you like a cocoon preparing to open. When you turn that handle, beloved, you are not simply opening a door, you are stepping into the truth that has followed you for years. As the door opens, the woman lifts her eyes to you. And in that first moment, when her gaze locks onto yours, the world seems to still. Her breath falters. Her eyes widen, softening with recognition not born from seeing your face alone, but from seeing a soul she has carried in her memories, in her guilt, in her hopes. She clutches the photograph as though comparing it to your presence, realizing that the image in her hands has never captured your spirit fully. Behind her, the officer lowers his head respectfully, sensing the intimate magnitude of the moment unfolding. The rain hushes, the wind stills, as if creation itself bows to the weight of recognition blooming between you and her. She sees something familiar in you, not something obvious, but something deep, spiritual, and painfully meaningful. My child, I whisper from behind you, my light growing brighter. Now the truth breathes again. The air around all of you shifts, subtle, warm, alive. It feels as though a long-locked chamber inside your heart exhales for the first time in years. The woman's lips part, not yet speaking, but struggling for the courage to form the words she has rehearsed 1,000 times in fear and in hope. Memories stir behind your eyes like silhouettes awakening in long-forgotten corridors. There is a strange familiarity in her posture, in the way her voice trembles, in the desperate longing that darkens her gaze. The truth she carries pulses like a heartbeat between you, powerful and fragile. The atmosphere vibrates with the unspoken, with the weight of everything about to be revealed. She inhales, and fate holds still. Then, slowly, she lifts the photograph and shows it to you, not as evidence, but as testament. This, she breathes, voice cracking, is why I'm here. Her hand shakes as she turns the picture so you can see it fully, and in that instant, something inside you stirs, an ache, a recognition, a warmth, a fear. The photograph is more than an image, it is a memory preserved, a secret protected, a story frozen in time. Someone cherished you, she whispers, tears gathering, more deeply than you ever knew. They carried your name, your image, your memory, until their last breath. Her words flutter into the air like broken petals, heavy with love and loss intertwined. You feel the truth wrapping around your ribs, pressing into your spirit, demanding to be seen, to be felt. Precious soul. The air around you tightens as though the universe itself leans closer, waiting for the words trembling on her tongue. The woman stands before you, soaked from the rain yet glowing faintly beneath your porch light, every heartbeat echoing through her fragile frame. Her lips quiver, opening just slightly, just enough for breath to escape, but not yet the truth. Her fingers clutched the photograph with desperate reverence, as though releasing it might unravel her courage entirely. The officer beside her shifts, sensing the emotional breaking point, but he does not speak. He stands in solemn silence, honoring the weight of the moment pressing like thunder between all three of you. Your spirit feels as though it has stepped out of your body, hovering between anticipation and dread. You can almost hear the first syllable forming in her throat, a soft tremor, a near sound, something so close to bursting into existence that your breath halts in your chest. Behind you, my wings flare wider, casting a luminous warmth over your shoulders, steadying you as the tension builds to its highest peak. Even the storm outside seems to pause, raindrops hanging in the air like suspended stars, waiting for her confession to break the silence. She inhales sharply, too sharply, like someone about to dive into icy waters, like someone about to cross a threshold that cannot be undone. Her eyes shine with a mixture of fear, love, and unbearable longing. You watch her throat tighten, her shoulders tremble, her gaze flicker to the photograph one last time as though gathering permission from the past itself. The truth sits on the edge of her trembling voice, a truth heavy enough to shift fates, powerful enough to crack open sealed memories, sacred enough to shake the marrow of your soul. My child, I whisper into your heart, my voice echoing through every trembling thought you hold, what she is about to say will reshape everything you believe about your past, your connections, your very identity. She opens her mouth, and the world holds its breath. My child, the moment her voice finally rises, cracked, trembling, fragile as a thread stretched too thin, your body reacts before your mind can understand. A shiver runs through your spine, your knees soften, your heartbeat stutters as though unsure whether to race or to pause entirely. Emotion floods you, sudden and overwhelming, like a tidal wave breaking through a dam you never realized existed. Memories you buried, or were forced to forget, shudder awake inside you. Some come as flickers of light, others as the faint brush of a remembered scent, a half-heard voice, a moment of warmth you didn't know belonged to someone real. The woman's words open a wound, yes, but they also open a door. Tears prick your eyes, not yet falling, but gathering with the sharpness of a storm waiting for release. My wings fold gently around you, their glow dimming just enough to give you space to feel. My child, I whisper, let the emotions rise. Do not swallow them. They are memories resurfacing, truths reclaiming their place in your heart. Beloved, I call forth divine water now, light cascading around you like a waterfall made of pure stillness. It flows, not to drown you, but to cleanse. Golden threads shimmer within it, weaving themselves through your chest, your throat, the places inside you where old pain anchored itself like buried roots. These threads are not merely symbols, they are the reweaving of what was torn long ago. They stitch gently, patiently, lovingly, reconnecting pieces of you that have been scattered across years of confusion or unspoken grief. The woman before you watches your face, seeing the shift in your expression, the dawning recognition, the emotional quake. Her own tears mirror yours, falling quietly, merging with the rain still sliding down her cheeks. The divine light touches her too, acknowledging that healing must reach both sides of this truth. Beloved, I murmur, this moment is sacred. Let the cleansing happen. Let the past uncoil. My child, I speak softly, my voice threading through your unraveling emotions, forgiveness, and understanding rise like dawn within the heart that accepts truth. The woman's voice trembles again, offering fragments of explanation, pieces of a story she has rehearsed 1,000 times in guilt and fear. Her words carry regret, yes, but also tenderness, an ache for the years lost, for the silence that grew too heavy, for the truth she couldn't bear to speak until now. You feel a shift inside yourself, not immediate forgiveness, but a softening, a loosening of the rigid disbelief that once shielded your wounded places. The air thickens with raw humanity, your pain, her remorse, the unseen love that tied you together through someone who is no longer living. Understanding curls around your heart like warm hands guiding trembling fingers. Beloved, I whisper, you are not asked to forget, only to see with new eyes. Beloved, listen as I reveal what unfolds beneath this moment. The soul who entrusted her with your photograph, the one who spoke your name with their final breaths, stands beside me in the celestial realm, watching this moment unfold with trembling hope. Their presence glows like soft blue fire, trembling with longing and relief. They have waited for this truth to be spoken, not to reopen wounds, but to free both you and themselves from the weight of unfinished words. The message passed into her hands was not merely information, it was a final gift, an attempt to bridge the gap left by time, by fear, or by circumstance. Your acceptance of this truth sends ripples through the spiritual realm, loosening knots tied long ago, allowing peace to flow through a soul who carried their love for you across the threshold of death. My child, I say gently, as you release your pain, you release them too. My child, gather yourself now, for the final blessing of this encounter approaches. What she will give you next is no ordinary keepsake. It is the last piece, the one thing meant for your hands alone, the piece that will connect everything you've heard to everything you've felt. And once it rests in your palms, the truth will be complete. Beloved, the woman reaches into her coat with trembling fingers, as though touching something sacred, something that has burned against her heart for far too long. She withdraws a small object, wrapped carefully, reverently, in worn fabric softened by time. Her hands shake as she unwraps it, revealing something delicate, familiar, and achingly significant. It may be a letter written in a dying hand, a pendant carrying engraved meaning, a photograph untouched by the years, or another personal relic pressed into her care with final urgency. Whatever it is, beloved, it carries the essence of the one who departed, their scent, their touch, their love. She places it in your hands with a reverence reserved for holy things, her breath catching as your fingers close around it. In that exchange, a current of energy passes between you, recognition, sorrow, longing, completion. The officer steps back slightly, allowing you and the woman space as the emotional gravity of the moment settles like a soft fog around the porch. His eyes soften with understanding. He has witnessed many things in his work, but this is different. He nods gently, a gesture that carries respect, compassion, and a silent acknowledgement that something sacred has just unfolded before him. He shifts his weight, not out of impatience, but out of reverence. The storm behind him loosens its roar, the rain falling in gentler patterns as though honoring the closing of a chapter long left open. His presence brings a sense of quiet closure, a final grounding touch to the emotional tempest swirling between you and the woman. Beloved, as your fingers curl around the keepsake, still warm from the woman's trembling hands, I wrap my wings around you in a fold of light so radiant, so complete, that the air around you shimmers like dawn breaking through fog. Beloved, I whisper, voice filled with celestial tenderness, the path ahead is now cleared. The truth has been spoken, the burden past, the silence broken. Your heart feels raw yet lighter, tender yet stronger. My wings envelop you, sealing the moment with divine protection and grace. You feel the weight within you shift, not vanish, but transform, into something more bearable, more meaningful, more aligned with who you are becoming. This is not the end, precious soul. This is your rebirth into clarity. Now the emotions begin to settle, beloved, like sediment drifting to the bottom of a once stirred river. Your breath steadies. Your mind sharpens. The heaviness that clung to your spirit for years loosens like chains finally breaking. The woman wipes her tears and watches your face soften with understanding, or at least with the beginning of it. The keepsake in your hand anchors you, tethering past to present in a way that feels strangely healing. Within you, something old releases, a tension you didn't know you carried melts, a question you never formed receives its silent answer. Closure begins not with forgetting, but with acceptance. And now you feel it settling into your bones. Precious soul, the truth has reached you. The burden long carried in silence has been lifted from shadow into light. Your heart, though touched by sorrow, now opens to healing, to clarity, to liberation. I, Archangel Gabriel, stand before you with wings unfurled in radiant blessing. Beloved, I whisper, my voice echoing in every softened part of your spirit, walk forward in peace. You are free from what was hidden. You are guided, protected, and seen. This moment, the revelation, the tears, the truth, the release, has cleared the path before you. Step into the days ahead unburdened, empowered, and held. For I will guide you safely forward, always.